All-American Cowgirl chicks live their life in the rodeo world. For the past 16 years, they have had the honor of witnessing some of the greatest acts and personnel in the rodeo business today. The chicks share their stories of famous cowboy and cowgirls they have met on the trail while performing on the rodeo circuit. Heartwarming stories of the dedication and love it takes to be an athlete in the rodeo world today. Meet the one and only, the legendary J.W. Stoker, our trick riding coach. The chicks made J.W. a promise and are committed to carry the torch of trick riding on and keep it alive in the sport of rodeo today. Building a stronger America with the youth of rural America. RFD-TV takes you straight to a cowgirl's heart as they go behind the chutes and experience the grit, the guts, and the life of the all-American cowgirl chicks. Hold on, you're in for a great ride.
No matter where we're at anymore, people know who we are. So the motivation for me is to be able to be the person that they perceive us to be, online in the arena. I want to be that person they see, we do have good morals and values, and, we're all American.
To be a cowgirl chick, you got to be willing to work.
You have to be a team player. There's no selfishness in it because you're with these people all the time. It's really hard work, and you have to take care of the animals. The animals come first because they're what make us who we are.
I just assumed they all had stalls at the rodeos and that you got hotel rooms, maybe from the stall contractors or somebody. And I didn't think they all lived like a little celebrity life, but I thought I didn't think you had it as bad as you do.
I don't know. I didn't really think about it that well before I started the team, actually. And I've always noticed that being the new girl is the hardest, and you almost always want to quit the first or second week, no matter where you're at. Because when I was first new, they didn't even think I was going to show up again because I broke Trish's ankle.
You can't be afraid to get dirty.
You got to be a good horseman.
Guts, and you got to be willing to learn.
You got to have a lot of pride. You want to look glamorous. Have people admire you. That's the good part of it. And what's good about it, the average kid, if he's got a horse and all the other kids admire him. And when they admire you, you want to do right. You don't want to do anything wrong. So it helps every way. And you got to be willing to practice too,
It takes a lot of heart, hard work, and integrity to be a cowgirl chick.
That makes it.
They'll be doing their 3 tricks, and Ginger's gonna be swapping on the last one on Sonic. Kristen, we got 2. We got Georgia doing 1 and Kathy and one doing 1. Okay, but y'all all run on the first one. There are local drill teams all over that are absolutely fantastic and are great because of our performance schedule. We are dedicated to the rodeos and to the committees and to the events that we obligate ourselves to. Our training is very, very important.
Hi, I'm Kristen, and I'm an All-American Cowgirl Chick trick rider. We ride for the Armed Forces every weekend, and I will tell you why. My uncle was a POW in World War II, and every weekend when I carry that POW flag, it just reminds me of him and everyone else that is fighting for us out there every day, and we support you.
The most talented team doesn't always win the ball game. It is usually the team that is willing to work the hardest. The All-American Cowgirl chicks believe in dreams and going for them. Gotta work it out, Sadie. He's been in the pasture. No matter what we do, as hard as it is to get on the girls to try to make them be perfect and to execute their tricks properly, so their posture looks good, they're pointing their toes, their balance is good, but most of all, running fast. thinking of 1,000 different things going through your head with the crowd and all that. This is where all of our mistakes are made. You never know what's going to happen with a horse and with the riders. They all have to connect between brains, but I still have to be that coach. And anything that's not flawless, bring that to their attention so we can work and bring it to the highest level that we can, and they're improving. I mean, it just goes to show that as many times as you practice, as many times as you do it, you finally, that 1,000th time that you might run that trick, you feel more confident and you get better and better at it. You do it great, and you don't have to do it again. Okay? Just lock your legs. Hey,
I think he's got it.
do it. Do it. Go do it. Well, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm too hard, but then again, look at how far they've come. So, I mean, you don't want to push, but you also want them to be safe. So, I mean, she can do it again. She needs to do it one more time. And she can. She can do it. There you go. Keep it calm, Hattie. Come on, Hattie. You're in the back place. Come on, Hattie. I believe in you, Hattie. Come on. Come on. Good job, Hattie. That looked awesome. You finished? You can do it one more time. You can do it one more time? All right, she's gonna do it one more time. Good.
Making noises.
This right here is the Mustang that Ginger's been working with. He's only been in captivity for 9 months, which is pretty incredible. So he's been under saddle for, I'd say 3-4 months, and now she's got the trick riding saddle on him. He's perfect height for a vaulting horse. So that's what her hopes were, was to maybe vault off of him, and last week at practice we did accomplish that, so you're going to see a little bit of that tonight, and it's pretty incredible. Stop. All he's doing is making for sure that the rider's okay. You know. There you go, Sadie! It's okay, Sadie. One more time, all right? Okay. You got it, Sadie. Okay, hurry. Don't let go. There you go, there you go. Hold yourself. She hung in there. You know, you hit your head so many times, you learn just to hang on for life. One thing that I want to say, first of all, when you see these girls perform, you're going to love them. They bring so much entertainment, excitement back into the rodeo world. They have great hearts, and they really spend quality time with the fans and the audience all the way around. From the time we get to a rodeo arena, you know, get our horses taken care of and get everything undumped so we can put on the show that we want to put on. You know, we have a lot of people that come out and want to spend time with us, and we don't ever want to lose that. We want to spend quality time with the fans, because without them, without y'all, we wouldn't have a job. But one thing that I want to let y'all know is that this is not easy. What you see on film is actually very, very real. You're going to see all of our mistakes and mishaps, which, you know, that's probably kind of giving you a sneak peek of a world that I really don't like to let anybody in on. But then again, I want you to see the reality of how dangerous it is. You need to be confident that you can do something like this with, you know, good equipment and the proper horses and the right coaching. It's not something that you can just go off and do and not have the knowledge, because you can very seriously get hurt. So please stick in with the Cowgirl Chicks, watch our training program, see what we do, see what the mistakes we made and how we correct them, and most of all, see the heart that goes into the behind-the-scenes All-American Cowgirl Chicks.
You know, folks have always been amazed about what I can put in a bottle. Like this and this. My Cowboys Cowboy barbecue sauce, salsa, and rub. Bottled up inside is the bold taste of Texas. Rich and full of flavor. So pick up a bottle and just put a piece between your cheek and gum. Or even better, fill up your whole mouth. Walt Garrison's Cowboys Cowboy products. Look for them at your favorite grocery store.
if anybody has a dream, you definitely, you know, as a coach, you want to make for sure that you can give them a reality of what it takes to accomplish that dream. So in my situation, I'm very blessed that I've had a, you know, 16, 17-year career to build a program and a foundation to either offer them, you know, a position, offer them saddles, offer them a horse possibly until they get their horse up to par. They might not even own a horse. So that I could match them with something that would help them accomplish their dream.
I do it because I love my job. I love riding horses, and I'm at least on a horse every day.
I told my mom the only thing that makes me happy is riding my horses.
When I saw it on Craigslist, I was like, man, this is just way too meant to be. There's no way they posted an ad on Craigslist.
Came across this channel, we didn't even know we had it. It's called RFD TV, and lo and behold, the Cowgirl chick showed up on it.
I went ahead and called Trish and asked her if I could come out and meet the girls and talk to them about it and get a little bit more information about it.
Holy cow, that is exactly what I want to do.
And coming out and meeting the girls was the coolest thing ever. I was very excited about it. Matter of fact, I rode my horses for like 3 weeks before I met the girls. I didn't want to be embarrassed that my horses were out of shape, and their horses were in really good shape. So I like long trotted my horses for hours just so they wouldn't be horribly out of shape when I came on the team.
You know, it's not a competition, it's a team. You're having fun, and that's what I want.
I've only been on the team for 6 months, and it's an honor to get to trick ride after just 6 months when normally it's a year. And I'm very honored to get to have JW as my coach.
You know, coaching a team like this is very difficult, and not everyone is probably cut out to do it. I don't know why I am. I'm not saying that it's easy, because it's definitely not, but I have a passion for succeeding and for wanting to give a contribution to the rodeo industry. And, you know, there's a lot of girls that come in and might have the right heart, but not have the skills or the talent right away, but can get there.
I don't think that there's any other person in the world that would make a coach like Trish does. She's just truly, truly an amazing person. She's fun to be around, but at the same time, she's a good coach.
She is so dedicated to this team, more than anybody could ever imagine.
She'll tell you if you're doing something wrong. She'll tell you what you can do to improve.
She wants so bad. If you're on this team, then you obviously want it that bad. And if you do, Mom's going to push you to the limit, because she wants each girl to be their absolute best at this.
She lightens the mood sometimes when we're really down about a run or anything like that. She's going to be the first person to say, you know what, y'all did a good job. We'll fix it, make it better tomorrow.
She's got a lot on her plate, and she does pre-show and opening and drill, and she's out there with those girls with the trick riding, and she is, you know, she's got a lot of things she's got to put together and prepare for just a one-night rodeo, and that takes a lot for one person to do.
She's an amazing person. Nobody could ever fill her shoes. She does everything that's asked of her and more. And she not only does what she's asked, but she does it to the best of her ability. She never does anything halfway. She always makes sure that if you hire her to do something or you ask her to do something, it's going to be done better than what you expected.
She always wants everything to look the best and be spectacular, from our uniforms down to our horses' boots and wraps, and to as many pyros and different effects, whether it's a laser or a firework or a sparkle or even a pop that, you know, you hear. You know, each of those things are very dramatic and can make a big difference to the performance. So she, you know, works hard to choreograph all these different effects into what we do of our performance during that night, during the night of the rodeo. So
My mindset is just grit your teeth, hold on as long as you can, and just do it. That's mainly what I do, is just calm myself down and say, you can do it, just hang on. It'll be over in a second.
It is cool what we do, but when you're sitting in the audience and you see this fast horse and this girl that's daring and has a lot of guts on horseback smiling go by, it looks like a lot of fun, but they don't really understand the behind the scenes, and the behind the scenes is danger. The training and the horses and just some of the wrecks that, you know, we might get ourselves into, then it's all of a sudden not so fun for everybody and they don't want to do it anymore. you know, if you see NASCAR, if you see pro football, if you see anybody in the professional end of what they do, they take a risk, and that might be risking their life. You know, rodeo is America's most extreme sport because they are putting their life on horseback or on bulls that are very rank. That, you know, I mean, I have to express of how much I and the Cowgirl chicks have respect for the cowboys and cowgirls because, you know, we might be doing a rodeo and it might be pouring down rain and lightning, and we still have to go out there and perform. Very rarely are rodeos canceled, and so we're out to do a job, and they're some of the most toughest people I've ever been around, you know, in some of the situations that happen and the situations that we're put into. That are very dangerous. They are very tough, and they gut it out, and they just pull up their sleeves, and they do the best that they can. But it is very dangerous. I mean, the bull riding, you know, you can get killed. You know, those guys risk their lives every time they perform the bronc riding. The live action that goes into a performance on the cowboy, cowgirl, and the livestock part of it, yes, it's fun to watch, but it also can be very devastating to see if someone gets hurt. So, you know, that is a reality of what we do. The trick riding is very dangerous. The horses that we ride, you know, yeah, they could be very seasoned in a lot of areas, but for one reason, one day they're off, and when they're off, and you can get really hurt. Gypsy Tales owner and designer creator Miss Amber Ebers.
We have a new product that will be out on the website soon. Interchangeable bling string to where you can buy your solid color or any color piece for the mane or the tail, and then you can clip your bling string in if you want bling string. This is something you can put your braids in the night before, and you just get them out and your zip tie through your braid, cut it off, and then you just comb your hair over the top, and then it's in and ready to go. So easy.
What we're looking at is not an average team, but an elite team. And, you know, that way we don't waste our time with training, and we don't waste our time with the horses. The animals are incredible. The goals for this team are set high. And in order to achieve them, you've got to be a working player. We've got to pull every new trick that we can. I mean, the ones that are doing the main ones, that's great, but y'all need to extend yourself and pull it up to the next level. So that's what we're going to take practice. We can do one more run on something solid, but the next time we're going to work on some new stuff. When you're trying to be successful at something, that's all you're thinking about, you know, is how to make it better. I can tell you as a coach, there's more people that want to be successful for the moment, but they don't want to do what it takes to be a success. And that's a lot of grind, a lot of guts, a lot of grit, and a lot of adversity.
She needs to snap into it.
So that is, with all of y'all. Y'all are not snapping into it, snap out. So when you get to the performance, that's one thing that you like, and I promise you, that's the cherry on top. That's the professionalism that we need to have. That's just a no-brainer. We have to have fast horses, snap in and snap out, and we have to do our tricks well.
Your foot's back at the front. Wait, you got your foot where do you want her to start her up?
Yeah,
here.
There's lots of work before you even get to the arena to start practicing. Then once you get there, you know, it's constant because you have trick riding practice, Roman riding practice, drill practice, opening practice, every aspect of what we do. And that doesn't even include the dancing or working out or anything like that. And then after you're done, when you're just completely tired and worn out, you get to come back and unsaddle everybody and put everything up. So there's a whole lot of behind the scenes work to practice. It's not just show up, ride a couple horses, and go home. And that's what a lot of people think. I think they're shocked when they come to our first practice because they don't realize that we practice for several hours at a time. I think it's just short, sweet, and simple.
Check out the Cowgirl Chick store at www.cowgirlchicks.com. The Cowgirl Chicks have their very own country music, cool posters, Cowgirl Chick t-shirts, and bling bling jewelry. Tack and rodeo equipment for every cowgirl in the equestrian business. Our very own horsehair extensions made by Gypsy Tales.
When you work hard and then it pays off and you actually have something to show for it. There's always going to be a struggle before the victory, always. Right. But you got to be able to know that you're going to win, lose, and you're going to draw. And there's going to be times that everything just falls, you know. But then there's times when things stick and you make a championship out of it or a great memory of something. But it's all because we work hard. You have to.
It's about bringing 14 girls and 14 horses, or 10 girls and 10 horses in together and making them have one heartbeat. That means making them think alike and react if something happens, take care of each other, you know, and that's what a good team does. I mean, I watch football, good football teams all the time, and the ones that struggle are the ones that are fighting each other, you know, the ones that think that they know one way better. You know, bottom line, you have to come as a group, as a team. If you're really going to be successful as a team, this is not an I thing. It is as a team, you are going to have to support each other. Regardless if you don't agree with their system or whatever, you're going to have to support each other and believe in each other to make it work. Because if you don't, you will never have a team. And you'll constantly be fighting that issue, and you'll see that in your performance. You know, you'll see someone cutting someone off, or you'll see someone watch someone fall and just running right over them, you know, and not paying attention. You have to have that person's back at all times. You have to have your horse's needs. You know, you have to pay attention to what their needs are at all times. And so, therefore, it's really not about being better. It's about being a team. And there's a huge difference. The red, white, and blue means so much to us. That's what we're known for, the All-American Cowgirl Chicks. We're not just any cowgirl. We're all American, which could be, you know, recognized all over the United States. And I feel like we're stamped or branded as the ambassadors for, you know, a whole lot, which means a whole lot to us. So our look is very important to us.
To be a cowgirl chick and actually make it as a cowgirl chick, you have to care about the people that you're with all the time, which comes easily once you're around everybody because it's a big family. But it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of heart, because there's days where it would be really easy to give up, and you just can't do that. It's not an option here.
The one thing that I hope that the Cowgirl Chicks can always be remembered for is their heart, because their heart speaks for a lot of things, a lot of areas. Their love for their country, their love for helping people that have needs, have disabilities, have devastating things that happen to them, their love for rodeo, and are going to continue to try to help make hundreds and thousands of more dollars to find a cure for cancer, and to find a positive message to send out to young girls and to families all over the world that together is better. You know, being together and being a family and standing up for what you believe in and just trying to be successful, do what it takes to be successful. And that's being dedicated and committed.
Show business.
This is show business.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. So fuzzy wuzzy wasn't fuzzy wuzzy.
We're here on the highway in California, and this is our, I forgot my train of thought, but love you people.
There's so much that goes on behind. It's like that hard work. Everything all pays off. I'm so sorry. Hold on.
Another blooper.
Wait, we're just going to see who it is. It's my sister. Yes. I'm doing an interview. Do you need me really bad?
They're working on the flowers right now, and they need her. So
they need extra hands.
Yes.
Okay, give me 5 minutes. I'll be right there.
Give me 5.
Give me 5. Give me 5.
Check.
Break. Bye. 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 Sorry.
Anything you we're going to get each
other.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. Yes, I can. No, I can't. Yes, I can. No, I can't. Can you make a pie? Yes, I can. Neither can I.
Oh, you just got me. Don't tell Donnie I just drank out of his Dr. Pepper. I'm going to too.
Oh, come on. You're supposed to be going on strike with me.
I can't drink Dr. Pepper anyway, so it's okay. I'm on strike.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. We'll be on strike. I'm not supposed to either, though.